When friends send you some lovely lamb chops, then you cook them. But you just don't cook them normally. You cook them a la finesse. You cook them just like restaurant.
Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of Curly Tales presents Restaurant Style at Home. हमारे आज के chef guest is someone who's nothing but a food guru in the culinary industry. He speaks and cooks the best, and that's how he's made a name in the city as well as abroad with his trend-setting dishes. We welcome former MasterChef judge and celebrity chef Mr. Ajay Chopra. A very good afternoon, chef. Now, we're all aware about your expert cooking techniques, so tell us a little bit about what exactly you're going to make for us today.
Well, I know that you are very eager to know what I'm making today. I am making a lovely New Zealand lamb chop dish. This is from quality New Zealand, and this lamb chops are so amazing because you can see that the meat is so good. When it gets cooked, I'll show you what I mean because it's really juicy. But what I'm going to do with this lamb chops is that I'm going to make a pistachio crusted New Zealand lamb chops along with a truffle mash and a pumpkin puree.
Well, that sounds fancy. Let's get cooking.
I've got my chops ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to marinate the lamb chops with a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper. Since I'm putting a pistachio crust, this is just green pistachio and fresh breadcrumb. I've put them in a mixie and just made a blitz out of it. I'm not going to put any more flavorings, but you're happy to add some fresh herbs like thyme or rosemary. They obviously give flavor, so we can add a bit of thyme for sure. Some fresh pepper. Alright, just lightly rub this so that the salt and pepper is evenly distributed. And it doesn't need a long marination. Just about 10 minutes is good. If you can't procure lamb chops, then the same thing can be done with any piece of meat. Some lovely beetroot, which is going to be pan roasted along with the lamb chops. So salt, pepper, olive oil. That is it. Pan is hot. Lamb chops straight on the pan. The beetroot can find some lovely neighborhood between the lamb chops, and that will get pan roasted. Alright, time to turn to the other side. Look at that beautiful golden color. And I'm going to put it inside the oven for about 6 to 8 minutes. I'm going to start cooking the mashed potatoes right onto a pan. And we're going to cook it till it's nice and soft. Start with cold water and then start boiling them. So once they are fully boiled, I'm going to just pass it through the sieve. So they're going to be nice and soft and fluffy. So whilst the mashed potatoes, the potatoes are nicely boiled and they are mashy. So now what I'm going to do is just pass them through a sieve. I'm going to start making the mashed potatoes by boiling in some milk. And in that milk will go some cream. Well, I'm using ghar wala malai, no special cream. The mashed potatoes which we had done through a sieve go right in. This is the time that we also add in some salt and now whisk it. So once the milk and potatoes and the cream boil together, bring them to this consistency and then finally add a little butter. Whisk it well. Now this is not the mashed potato which you get in most of the restaurants. This is more like potato puree, and this is how I like it because when it becomes a little colder, it is going to become thicker. Now I'm just heating up the mashed potato. As soon as I've put it back on the range, you see this, it's become nice and thick. Now nice and hot, I need to add a dash of this lovely truffle oil. This is where the magic happens. 1 small teaspoon is good enough for the entire lot. The next step is to cook the pumpkin puree, and for that I'm going to start with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Whenever you're cooking with extra virgin olive oil, it is recommended that you start with a cold pan because overcooking the olive oil destroys the entire flavor and the properties of the oil. And in that, I'm just putting in a few garlic cloves. So I'm just gonna kind of saute the garlic. The beautiful aroma of olive oil and garlic can just take your heart away. The pumpkin is just peeled and sliced. I'm gonna just saute it. There goes some dried thyme, some salt, some freshly cracked pepper. Give it a nice stir. And then we're just going to cook it with a little bit of water. I don't want too much water because I need a nice and thick puree. So cook it with very minimal water because pumpkin also is going to leave out some of its juices. The pumpkin, thyme, garlic is getting cooked on a slow flame. It's going to get nice and mashy, and then I'm going to add some cream and just blitz it. Now this pumpkin garlic is nicely cooked. I'm going to cool down this mixture a little bit and then pass it through a mixie. Now let's get the pumpkin mixture completely mashed up. In this goes a little bit of butter and some malai or cream. Let's take this lamb chop, a bit of any liquid. So here I'm going to use the pumpkin puree since we have it, and just cover it nicely with this pistachio breadcrumbs crust. Okay, this is one step. Warmed up the pumpkin puree as well. You are in this lockdown, and I'm sure after looking at this plate, you want to jump at it. Well, now I've made it very simple for you. You can make it at home. Easy steps. This is pure gourmet, which can be done at home. Enjoy.
Well, thank you so much, Chef, for taking out the time to make this dish. I believe all the viewers might be licking their fingers as well. And if you guys also liked this recipe, then please do let us know in the comments below. This is me, Bianca Saurashtra. Happy cooking!